Mankind lives through an era of perpetual and dynamic changes. Energy has always played a decisive role in the development of human society. The last 2 centuries have seen energy consumption increase many-fold. This resulted in annual growth of the greenhouse gas emissions and a steady rise of our planet's temperature. Global warming is becoming a main cause of climate change, glacier melting, and high water levels of the world's oceans.
It's important to conduct energy foresight as they allow governments and companies to look at possible developments of the energy sector. Combining the private and public sector and setting out collective ambitions on the long term is critical to make decarbonization possible and to stimulate a faster pace of change.
The Ministry of Energy of Kazakhstan has conducted Foresight 2050, a study of energy and technology trends until 2050. This was based on a close analysis of multi-million data points encompassing 130 key countries of the world. The world's GDP is expected to increase 2.6 times. 70% of new motor cars will be electrically driven. The cost of lithium-ion storage batteries will go down 5 times. Large-scale use of energy-efficient technologies will result in a 3% drop of the overall world energy demand. The share of non-fossil energy will increase 2-fold. Coal consumption will shrink by 2.4 billion tons. Oil consumption will reach its peak by 2030 and come down to current consumption levels by 2050. Similarly, gas consumption will start decreasing by 2030 and decline by 5% in 2050 from current consumption levels. Electricity demand will increase by 45% in 2050. Because of the gradually declining cost of wind and solar electric power, green energy will become competitive in the majority of countries. The share of solar and wind-generated renewable energy sources will reach 64%.
1.3 billion people in the world who have no access to electricity. Now, if they wait for the conventional supply of electricity, as we have seen in our lifetimes, they'll probably have to wait 3 generations. But renewable energy makes it possible to generate electricity and supply energy on a decentralized basis.
The development and penetration of new technologies is happening at an unprecedented scale and pace, impacting the energy mix. The winning countries are those that adapt first to these changes. Kazakhstan is an active player in global energy initiatives. On the initiative of President Nazarbayev, Kazakhstan joined the countries that signed the Paris Agreement on climate change, and international initiatives such as Global Environment and Energy Partnership. Also, in conjunction with the UN, Kazakhstan will establish a Center of Green Technologies utilizing the Expo 2017 pavilions as a base. Within the concept for a transition to a green economy, the President has set ambitious goals for Kazakhstan by 2050. To increase the share of renewable and alternative sources to 50%, to reduce energy intensity of GDP by 50%, to reduce CO2 emissions by 40%. Kazakhstan is committed for a change. The task of energy security and the planet's health is complex. And today, like never before, a unified action by all countries of the world is needed for a bright future of next generations.